So this is full HD 30 frames per second. I'm using the front camera. So actually I'm stretching my arm now so you can see the distance. Is it suitable for vlog? For me is okay. Now this is 720p 30 frames per second for the front camera. There's only two choice, no 4K in front. Same as the full HD, so it's quite similar. I just wonder, is it this okay? This is using the Ballet is 4K 30 frames per second, have the stabilization. So it's very useful, but the sad thing is if using vlog, I can't see anything here. And then this is the one times is quite, not really wide, it's quite tight, so you can see my headroom. Actually, I can't see anything from now. So this is 4K 60 frames per second. As far as I know, I remember this mode don't have the stabilization because it's 60 frames per second. But the advantage is 30 versus 60 is bigger. Why? Because you don't need to use the extra crop for the 30 frames per second. Still useful. Later I will try walking. This is just the standing. This 60 frames per second is useful. Maybe you're using for the slow-mo. This is using the 4K 30 frames per second using the wide angle lens. Advantage is they still have the video stabilization. You can see when I hover and I move up and down. You can still see very stable. I will highly recommend it for vlog. You want the 4K 30 frames per second quality. This is the best setting because it's wide, very suitable for vlogging. You want to talk yourself, you can see. So behind is the Esplanade. This is 4K 2 times 30 frames per second quality. So this is the zoom in, which is actually a little bit useless if you want for the vlogging. My face is definitely too big. My head and already chopped here is totally not usable. I don't think this is just for the testing purpose. This is the finale, 8K 30 frames per second. So you can see I use my hand to grab. So sadly it's 8K 30 frames per second. They don't have any image stabilization. So you feel a little bit micro jitter. For this kind of scene, still fine for me. So you don't. Later I will check the working one. I might need to buy another gimbal. This is 4K 60 frames per second, slow down to 30 frames per second. When using 1080 960 frames per second, it will only have limit around 2 seconds. Look at this, the animation here. So around 1, 2, then it will stop. And then after record, it will take around few seconds to process the slow motion, super slow motion video. So this is the limitation of this. So you need to wait okay. This is the front camera, 1080 30 frames per second. So don't have any image stabilization, so you can see I'm working with my hand, so it's like that. This is 4K 30 frames per second using the 1 times lens. You can feel the image stabilization is working now. Quite useful, but it's very tight. This is 4K 30 frames per second, the wide angle lens. They have the image stabilization, which is very good. I highly recommend using this for vlogging. This is 8K 30 frames per second. Very obvious, you can feel the movement up and down. Totally no image stabilization. Working shot, I think very hard to use. This is another feature they call front and back. So when I move, you can see here, there is the view in front. So behind is me. So it's quite useful, so I can you can see what I see now from my behind, so you can see a car from Esplanade. This is another front and back, so I can walk and then you can see what I see from here. So it's very useful, like you're vlogging, so you want to explain, you can see my finger is there. Continue this front and back feature. So apparently I can, during the live, when I'm recording here, I can switch to my hi, so it's a big, and then I can switch back and then into here. Okay. Very useful feature, this kind of shot. I also can move my frame, left corner, live in live. And then when I live, I can switch back to this kind of mode. Okay, and then I can back to here, and then I can switch to here. So you can see I'm working now there.